Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on MNB World News Mongolia, where I bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I am Batsir Namshir. Our top stories for News Mongolia. Mongolia holds substantial reserves of an estimated 3.1 million tons of rare earth elements. Having psychologists in schools has reduced peer bullying. Mongolian brothers successfully competed in 10x10 drafts at the World Youth Drafts Championships. For the news, stay tuned. Mongolia and South Korea are deepening their economic ties with a focus on mineral extraction, particularly rare earth elements. During a 4-day working visit to South Korea from February 14th to 18th, the Mongolian Prime Minister Oyun-Erdene engaged in discussions that culminated in the establishment of a groundbreaking rare earth elements research center.
The first meeting of the Korea-Mongolia Joint Committee on Rare Metals Cooperation held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs laid the groundwork for this significant collaboration. The committee's discussions resulted in an agreement to create a rare earth elements research center with the main objective of gathering crucial data on these elements. The research center will evaluate the economic feasibility of processing rare earth elements domestically or exporting them in a concentrate form. Mongolia, boasting estimated reserves of 3.1 million tons of rare earth elements, is strategically positioned to contribute significantly to the global supply chain. The country has identified 4 major mineral resource deposits, including the Login River deposit with a potential of 14.5 thousand tons, the Toktstisum Mushka Hutgen deposit in Umngov province with 313.4 thousand tons, Halzenburgden deposit with 1.2 million tons, and the Mandalavasum Mushka Hutgen deposit in Umngov province.
The primary purpose of this research center is crystal clear: to compile comprehensive data on rare earth elements. We need to dissect the economic implications meticulously, assessing whether these elements should undergo processing domestically or be exported in a concentrated form. It's about making informed decisions that will shape the trajectory of our nation's role in the global supply chain. Today marked the first meeting of the Joint Committee, and let me be unequivocal, the results of this gathering will be the bedrock for subsequent investment talks. South Korean companies bring a wealth of experience in the exploration and processing of rare metals. Given our status as producers of semiconductors and automobiles, there is a natural synergy that we are eager to harness through collaboration with Mongolia.
The research center is set to be located near the Mineral Resources and Petroleum Authority of Mongolia. Starting from 2024, it will intensify the study and research of rare earth elements, contributing to the advancement of technology and sustainable energy solutions. The outcomes of the first Joint Committee meeting will serve as the foundation for further investment discussions, solidifying the commitment between Ulaanbaatar and Seoul to foster innovation and economic growth through this strategic partnership.
In Hubskul province, situated over 1,000 kilometers from Ulaanbaatar, selected schools have incorporated the expertise of psychologists. The provision of professional psychological support enables children to effectively address and resolve psychological challenges, thereby contributing to a discernible reduction in peer-related issues.
Since the schools have employed psychologists, children can openly communicate with them about topics ranging from career choice issues to sensitive personal relationships. Students say that they even seek advice from psychologists about topics they cannot discuss with their friends or even parents, especially when they are in a transitional age group.
Having a psychologist in a school helps students make the right choice regarding their profession. Additionally, I can share my problems with my psychologist.
Teens often share their secrets with a trusted person, and if that secret is revealed, it can have a profound impact on the teen. However, by having a psychologist and after talking with them, our self-confidence increases.
I'm currently in a phase of self-development. During such a crucial time, I had concerns about feeling lonely, keeping all my emotions bottled up inside, and struggling to communicate with society. Having a psychologist completely resolved this problem for me.
Similar to the students of Улаанулсum, which is more than 1,400 kilometers from Ulaanbaatar, the efforts of psychologists in other rural schools are producing positive results. Not only are children seeking guidance from professional psychologists, but parents as well are also turning to them for advice.
This year, we have hired psychologists for 2/3 of the 860 schools in Mongolia. By September 1st, we plan to have psychologists employed at all state-owned schools.
Last year, our 150 school psychologists worked nationwide, offering professional psychological counseling services to more than 141,000 students, over 20,000 teachers and staff, and more than 35,000 parents and guardians. Currently, 189 schools are in the process of applying for psychologists.
Erkhan Bayır, an athlete from Arhangay Province's Lothu Club and vice master of the Mongolian Drafts Federation, has successfully participated in international competitions. Specifically, Mongolian athletes excelled in 10x10 drafts at the World Youth Drafts Championships held in Poland, securing the lead in the total number of points. Among them, Erkhan Bayır earned double medals in the rapid and blitz categories.
Erkhan Bayır began playing checkers at the age of 6. Over the years, he achieved notable successes, including winning a silver and bronze medal at the World Checkers Championships. Last year, he secured a gold medal at the Asian Checkers Championships held in Uzbekistan and claimed 4th place at the World Youth Draughts Championships in Turkey. This year, he proudly brought home 2 bronze medals from the World Youth Draughts Championships.
I was initially taught to play checkers by Puruvsurung, a teacher from the Lothu Club in Arhanga Province. Out of the 2 bronze medals I earned this year, one was in the rapid category and the other one was in the blitz category. We had the potential to secure a medal in the main event, but unfortunately, we missed the opportunity due to my inadequate time planning. Specifically, I faced defeat against Hanggai in the 7th round, clearly losing in that game. Winning that match would have positioned me to claim a medal in the main event.
He learned a lot from Puruvsurung, a teacher at the Lothu Club in Arhangay Province. But his brother Hlaugdurch helps him practice every day. They both went to a World Championships, and he got a special award there with his younger brother.
I started playing checkers because my younger brother got into it first. At first, I played to help him practice. Eventually, when I couldn't beat him anymore, I decided to take the game more seriously. In my first attempt, I didn't do very well in domestic competitions, and my first international experience was in Poland. I was close to securing 3rd place in my first game, but after various calculations, I ended up in the 7th place. The toughest opponents in the blitz category were kids from Poland and Latvia. My younger brother and I practice by ourselves when we are in Arhanga Province, but in Ulaanbaatar we train with our teacher Ertin Bileg.
Hlaugdurch initially played checkers to help with his younger brother's daily training schedule. However, he delved into the game and achieved the rank of vice master in just over a year. Playing checkers helps a child develop the ability to sit and enhances their thinking. The brothers expressed that the ultimate joy would be winning the world competition, proudly raising the national flag of Mongolia and hearing the national anthem. Their long-term aspiration is to become international masters, with the immediate goal of securing the world champion title in each category at the upcoming World Championships next year.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. North Korea told Japan that it will make a third attempt to launch a military spy satellite later this month, Japanese media reported on Tuesday. Kyodo News, citing Japan's Coast Guard, said that North Korea notified Tokyo of its plan to launch the spy satellite sometime between November 20th and November 30th.
In a news conference in Tokyo, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said officials would try and talk Pyongyang into scrapping the plan in cooperation with the United States and South Korea. In North Korea's two previous attempts earlier this year, the rockets carrying the satellites failed during the launch due to technical reasons. North Korea had vowed the third launch would take place sometime in October, but failed to follow through with the plan without giving any reason. North Korea says it needs a spy satellite to deal with what it calls increasing US-led military threats. South Korea retrieved debris from the first launch and called the satellite too crude to perform military reconnaissance.
I have given 3 instructions: to take all possible measures to gather information and provide information to the public, to demand the cancellation of the launch while cooperating with the countries concerned, and to take all possible precautions in case of unexpected situations. Even if the purpose is to launch an artificial satellite, if ballistic missile technology is used, it's a violation of the United Nations Security Council resolutions, and this is a matter that greatly affects the safety of the people.
The UN Security Council bans any satellite launches by North Korea because it views them as a disguised test of its missile technology. South Korean officials said that while North Korea needs a spy satellite to improve its monitoring of South Korea, the launch is also aimed at bolstering its long-range missile program.
President Joe Biden spent part of his 81st birthday observing the White House tradition of pardoning Thanksgiving turkeys. The gobblers receiving executive clemency at a ceremony Monday are named Liberty and Bell. The 20-week-old, 42-pound birds were hatched and bred in Wilmer, Minnesota by the Jenny O Turkey Company for the occasion.
The turkey pardon ceremony marks the unofficial start of the holiday season in Washington, and it will be an especially busy day for the White House. In addition to celebrating the president's birthday, Jill Biden also welcomes delivery of 18.5-foot Fraser fir from North Carolina as the official White House Christmas tree.
I just want you to know, everyone here, we're excited to have our honored guest with us today, Liberty and Bell. This is their day. Thanks to the chairman of the National Turkey Federation, Steve Lykin, Steve and your entire family. I got to meet the entire family. And by the way, it's my birthday today, and they can actually sing birthday music. I just want you to know it's difficult turning 60. It's difficult. The National Turkey presentation and pardon marks the unofficial start of the holiday season. We're here in Washington, a time to share joy and gratitude and have a little bit of fun. This is the 76th anniversary of this event. And I want you to know I wasn't there in the first one. I was too young to make it up. One thing I want to make clear that was not clear then, even though Liberty and Bell are from Minnesota, they're named for famous Liberty Bell in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. These birds have a new appreciation of the word, let freedom ring.
During Biden's remarks, he said Liberty and Bell had to overcome some tough odds to get to the White House. He suggested their feat probably was harder than getting a ticket to Beyoncé's Renaissance tour and Britney's tour. He apparently mixed up his female pop stars. Taylor Swift was in Brazil over the weekend for her Eras tour. Britney Spears currently is not on tour.
Israeli military spokesperson Daniel Hagari on Monday claimed that his country's soldiers found weapons and rockets inside a mosque in Gaza City's Zitoun district. Hagari claimed the mosque was being used as a weapons production facility.
The claims could not be independently verified by the Associated Press. Israel has long claimed that Hamas uses hospitals, schools, mosques, and residential neighborhoods as shields. It also claims that Hamas has hidden command centers and bunkers underneath the sprawling grounds of Shifa Hospital.
In addition, the soldiers from the 188th Brigade located inside a mosque, a factory that produced weapons and UAVs. I want to understand, a mosque in the area of Zauting has been used as a factory for the production of weapons. Soldiers entered the mosque and conducted a search, working in cooperation with soldiers from the Yahalom unit, and after the forces checked that there were no traps, they discovered a tunnel shaft. In addition to this tunnel shaft, the soldiers went further below and discovered a workshop for making rockets. Terrorists making rockets inside a mosque, taking advantage of Islam and the symbols of Islam in order to produce terrorism.
The IDF published the video on Monday to back its claims of weapons stored and produced in the mosque. The video claims to show soldiers discovering the weapons cache and a tunnel shaft in the mosque.
Archaeologists have found 5 pre-Inca mummies on a hill in a Lima neighborhood, surrounded by houses and next to a training field of one of Peru's top professional soccer teams. The remains, covered with the plant-based vines, belong to 4 minors and an adult. Luis Takuda, who heads the Jauca La Florida research project, said on Monday that the mummies are about 1,000 years old.
The Ichma culture was formed around 1100 before Christ and expanded through the valleys of what is now Lima until it was incorporated into Inca Empire in the late 15th century, scholars say. The cause of death of the 5 recently found mummies has not been determined. Takuda said that these mummies were surrounded by pieces of light red pottery with characteristics of the Ichma culture. During the first months of the year, the excavation team worked on collecting up to 8 tons of garbage that covered the top of the hill located next to the training field and institutional headquarters of the Peruvian professional soccer team Sporting Cristal. The municipal police also had to remove homeless people who used to seek refuge around the hill. Lima has more than 400 large archaeological sites that have been scattered throughout the urban landscape. Known as huacas in the indigenous Quechua language, those constructions are on top of hills considered sacred places.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Wednesday with more news and updates. Goodbye.